We come now to the Hebrew vowels after considering the Hebrew consonants. The Hebrew vowels. Ancient Hebrew had no system of vowel notation when the original authors of the books of the Old Testament were writing. They wrote only the consonants. The readers, finding the consonant, supplied the proper vowels. Because it was their language, they could supply the proper vowel while reading. Between the 9th to 6th centuries, and before the Babylonian exile, some consonants were used as vowels at the end of a word. They are called vowel letters because they represent both consonants and vowel at that time. They were only used to represent long vowel. They were not used to represent short vowels. But after the exile, they were seen used not only at the end of a word, but were inserted inside a word as vowel indicators. And these vowel letters are yod, wa, and a. Let's look at the first one. Yod represents long I vowel and long E vowel. Yod represents long I vowel or long E vowel when it is used as a vowel letter. Now let's have example of how this works. The letter, the consonants, name. This is a consonant name. Then when we supply the yod in front as a vowel, this can be written as me, me, or me, me, or me, depending on what the writer meant. But because the people are familiar with their language, they know the one to use at the right time. This is the first vowel letter that is being used as long vowel, long I vowel, long E vowel. Let's go to the second one. We have war as the second one, and it represents long U vowel or long O vowel, long U vowel or long O vowel. Let's have this example. The name you have the other time, and then law in front of it as a vowel. Now this can either be pronounced as moon, 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 or moon, 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 or moon. If we use another consonant with it, the pronunciation of the vowel letter will be the same. For instance now, if we use the consonants lamed and war, the pronunciation will now be mu or mu, mu or mu. Now we go to the third one. The third one is hey, hey, hey. It represents long A vowel, that is A, to represent A. Okay, let's look at how it works. Then we have name and A. This will be MA, which will be pronounced as ma, 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 ma. If you use it with another consonant, lamed and A, it will now be pronounced as la. It is long A vowel. La, ma, la, ma. After Hebrew language had ceased to be a living language, the Palestinian scholars called the Masoretes employed points and signs above, below, and in the bosom of the consonantal letters as vowel. In other words, the Hebrew vowel employed or invented by the Masoretes can be above, can be below, or in the bosom of the consonantal letter. This was done to preserve the proper pronunciation of Hebrew words or Hebrew Bible and the meaning of the Hebrew Bible. They did this so that in the future people can easily pronounce the Hebrew words contained in the Hebrew Bible. Then the meaning too will be preserved. That is the reason why the Palestinian scholars called the Masoretes invented the vowel we are going to consider next. So now we go to the vowels these scholars invented. All right, now we will begin to consider the vowels invented by the Masoretes. The first one we'll consider is A class vowel. In English, we have 5 vowels. And in Hebrew too, we have 5 vowels grouped into into short and long vowels. So the first one we're going to consider is the A class vowels. We'll look at them considering the name, the designation, the form, the position where they appear, the sound, how it will be pronounced, and then the English representation, how we represent them in English. So we start with the short one. Pata. Pata is the short A vowel. Short A vowel. And the position is beneath the consonants. And this is the form, just like a dot, but it's not a dot, it's pata. And it is placed underneath the consonants. The consonant comes first, and the vowel pata comes below the consonant. Here is a Hebrew word. This is ani as a consonant. This is pata as a vowel. This is nun as a consonant. It's a complete word in Hebrew. Then the sound sounds as we pronounce the R in art. It sounds as A, 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 A. So if we're going to pronounce this word now, and here is silent. So we're going to start the pronunciation from from the vowel. So the vowel is pata. We pronounce it as am, 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 am. Then look at how it is being represented in English. Look at the sign of short vowel on top. So that when you want to indicate that this R is short, this is the sign you put on top. So this is pata, the short A vowel. Now we'll go to the long A vowel. which is pronounced as kametz. Kametz. Kametz is long A vowel in Hebrew. And this is the form, as if you are writing capital English T, but very, very small. And it appears beneath the consonant. This is yod as a consonant. This is kametz, and this is dalets. It sounds as we pronounce the R in father. Father. It sounds as R, as if you are pronouncing double R. R, R, R. Fatah is R, R. Kamet is R, R. Take note of the difference. Now, this is how to represent it in English. The A and that on top. This is the sign that it is long. Now, look at the difference. This sign on top shows that is short, and this sign on top shows that it is long. Now we come to this word. We want to pronounce it now in a word. We want to pronounce long A vowel in a word. We pronounce this as yard. Yard. Not yard. 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 That is how to pronounce the long A vowel. So we are through now with A class vowel, the short one pata, and the long one kamet. Now we will go to E vowel. Now we come to E class vowels. E class vowel. The first one in E class vowel is seguro. Seguro is short E vowel. Short E vowel. This is the form. Exactly. This is the form. Take note of that. You need to memorize it. Then the position below the consonant. Here we have two segols or two segals. Two beneath the consonant. The first consonant is main, and the second one is lamed. Then in sound, in pronunciation, it sounds as as we pronounce the in met. Segol sounds as and this is the English representation. Look at the sign of the shortness on top. You have to take note of that. Now we want to pronounce it in this word. This is a Hebrew word. So the pronunciation will now be melech. 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 You will notice now that we pronounce segol here with this consonant me. Then we produce it here too with this consonant lek, lek. That is the sound of segol. The sound is Then we'll come to the second one. In Hebrew, we have two long E vowels. Two long E vowels. The first one is called sere. 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 Sere is a long E vowel, the first. That's why I put number one in bracket here. Then the form is two dots. Two horizontal dots beneath the consonants. And look at how it appears in this word. This is sere. And it sounds as A, just as we pronounce the EY in day. It sounds as A. This is the pronunciation. A. This is the pronunciation, rather. A. and to show that it is serene, the first long E vowel, this is the sign on top, just like dash on top of it. Then we come to the pronunciation in this word. We have this letter, this consonant as chin, so to be pronounced as sh, and this is serene, which will be pronounced as a, and this is final form of name. So this is pronounced as shame, 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 shame. Take note of the pronunciation of the first long E vowel. Now we'll go to the second long E vowel. The name is serene, serene, combination of serene and the letter yod. Is long E vowel, actually the second one. Now let's look at the form. You see serene here, and you see yod here. This yod is not a consonant. It joins this serene to form serene yod. So this is the form of long E vowel, the second long E vowel in Hebrew. Look at how it appears in this word. This is a word in Hebrew. We have serene yod. So this is a vowel. Then the pronunciation is the same. It's pronounced as a. So in pronunciation, serene and serene yod are not different in pronunciation, but in form they are different. So one has to master it. You can't use serene yod for this word, but this word has only serene, and this word has serene yod. These are different words in Hebrew. This word now, shem, means name. This one means between. So you have to learn the vowel of each word with each word. So it sounds as a, but in representing it in English, the sign is quite different. This is the sign that shows that this is serene yod, it's not serene. So take note of that. Let's come to the pronunciation here. We have bit, we have serene yod, and we have ta. So this is pronounced as bait, 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 bait. Please take note of these two long E vowels and learn them very well. The short one is pronounced as E. The first long one is pronounced as A. The second long one is pronounced as A, but the forms are different. Take note of this as we go to the next vowel.
Looking to deepen your understanding of biblical Hebrew in a simple and practical way? Get your copy of Old Testament Hebrew Made Easy by Pastor Abiodun Kayode David, PhD, a powerful guide designed to make learning Hebrew easy for students, ministers, and Bible lovers alike. You can also order directly by sending an email to kayode2david@gmail.com. Don't just read the scriptures, understand them from the original language. Old Testament Hebrew Made Easy, bringing the language of the Bible within your reach.